Greetings, friends. I am Obsidian. In honor of the special episode based around C-Pen for Skibidi Multiverse that is coming out soon. This video is going to be yet another lore video, but it will revolve around C-Pen. I think this video is going to be very interesting as not many people talk about C-Pen, so stick around until the end in order to get a resume of his whole lore so far and his character arcs. Now that I've explained the premise of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, as I would really appreciate it, and it would let me know that you guys enjoy these different types of videos. Without further ado, let's begin. C-Pen debuted in episode 28 of Skibidi Multiverse, when we first saw him save the Alliance members back when they were on the mission to destroy Base Zero. C-Pen showed up to fight a Skibidi licker with his minigun as the buff pencilman then delivered the fatal blow. When he first talked to the Alliance, it said that he was not their Titan. This means that he is not the Titan of the pencil race. He is just a unique character at that, and the most robotic character out of every one of the Alliance members. He says, "Greetings, Alliance. Hope we have made it in time." Although you will soon see that he and the other pencilmen have been watching the Alliance for some time, we will get to it soon. The photo cameraman gives him the G-Man Apocalypse folder and he says thank you. He scans it and says, as it was predicted, G-Man Apocalypse is in their main headquarter, one last base. Skibidi Toilet Base, number 1, located. This shows that C-Pen is able to find anything or anyone with information given to him. This can include strange signals, which we will get into later on. He then says, "We believe that is where your female agent must be imprisoned," referring to Drill Woman at the time. But he then tells the Alliance to focus on their main goal, that is preventing the G-Man Apocalypse project from succeeding. Then he tells the Alliance that their mission is not a rescue, and that already sets the stakes for what kind of character C-Pen is. He doesn't really like to save people, and he prefers violence above all else, which is what we soon see. He tries to play it nice, and support the special agents on going to rescue Drill Woman when he says, "We respect your decision, be safe, and if anything happens, we hope this can help." He gives Assassin Drillman a pen that will be referenced again later on. We then see him again, 4 episodes later, in episode 32. He is seen in the battlefield fighting against Skibidi toilets and not caring about anything in his way, although for the time being he does a random act of kindness when he saves the POV and the buff agents down below from a falling Skibidi plane. We then see C-Pen again when he rolls into the scene with Titan Cameraman, Titan TV Man, and Titan Clockman doing their coordinated fist bump. But why is he in the shot specifically, and none of the other agents? This could have been Dom's way of foreshadowing something more transformative that happens later on in the series. We then see him again rolling away alongside the other agents at the end of the episode, which shows that is his fastest way of traveling on land, but as we see later on, it turns out that he has an even faster way of traveling. Now this is where things start to take a turn for C-Pen, because we then see him again in episode 34 part 2, but this episode is not even in the present. It's a flashback episode that takes place during episode 6 of the series. The POV cameraman from episode 6 gets saved by the pencilman and photo cameraman after seeing what happened with Titan Clockman. He gets taken to the pencilman base, and he relays to them what happened, and they want to help. Even the chief pencilman wants to help. But C-Pen is pessimistic about that, as he watches the footage, and then says, "We can't help. We are not enough in numbers." So to him, this is a numbers game, but C-Pen could have helped. He is a powerful asset in the pencilman race after all. So the fact that he was dormant for so long, until episode 28, says something about him in particular, especially because it seems like he was what I assume to be the first creation by the chief pencilman, which is why he feels a connection with Chief Pencilman, in terms of calling him a father. Anyway, the fact that he in particular was gone for so long when he could have been useful a number of times, clearly, means that he's not completely for the Alliance, and he's never truly wanted to help because he has his own goals. Everything is a game to him, and we see this play out later on in the episode. Then he says, "To have a high chance of winning, we must take our time and create enough clones. We do see this happen. By the time it is episode 28, they have an army of pencilmen, but the thing is that they don't win, at least not yet. So C-Pen is clearly giving them false hope by saying something that he himself is not even sure of. Then he says, "Please understand," as if that's going to help them feel any better. After watching his father create the buff pencilman, we see him looking pensive, but that's C-Pen, receiving what he claims to be a strange signal, but in reality, it's his next order by Alpha's master, or the spiky robot bots that relay information, and what happens by the end of this episode will begin to strengthen this theory. He covers up his BS by saying, "Father, I have found their secret shelter." Here he is, making him believe that it's in relation to the Skibidi toilets. He opens up a portal that leads them to this place, and remember how I said that he also receives strange signals to locate places? Well, we see it played out here, and he says that he don't know how he found out, but he's sure. Don't you think that sounds a bit suspicious? How can he not know about something that he's found? It seems to me that he didn't exactly know what to say in that moment, but he said he was certain in order to gain the trust of some of the other members to join him in this mission. We then cut to a village full of what seems to only be humans and some Skibidi mutant guards that have the capacity to speak. The humans are being guarded and protected by the Skibidi toilets. Usually they would get turned, but by the end of the episode, we find out why exactly these group of people are being kept safe. We skip to a girl named Bethany who misses her dad and goes to her mother to seek for comfort. Shortly after, the Skibidi guards start talking about how these humans are the last ones after all, so clearly these humans are the last humans alive that are not a victim of the ongoing war, and they've been evacuated to this village to seek refuge and live some kind of normal. Before they can say anything else, that same portal is opened by C-Pen, and he shows up immediately after the other agents, and he is really painted in a dark light as we see the camera look up at C-Pen as if he is some big monster that glows in the dark. This has to be done on purpose. The guards realize that someone sent their location from the inside, and this is the first clear hint here, that someone sent C-Pen a signal of this hideout from within. And at this moment, this someone is mysterious just like Alpha's master, who we know nothing of. So the lines add up, and it gets even stronger later on. The guards get taken out by the pencilman, and as soon as a human shows up with a shotgun and shoots C-Pen, he retaliates very violently and lasers the man with his minigun. He says strange and weak. I was expecting for this toilet to be one of those self-destructive ones. For some reason he is surprised by the fact that the man easily got taken out, but after a while we find out that this is an act in later episodes. He just acts this way in front of the Alliance to try to justify his morals and make them understand. He is very pathological and manipulative indeed. We see that the photo cameraman is not a fan of what he just did, and then he says, "Gather them all to the agents." This clearly is ominous, and C-Pen wants to make sure that no humans escape, and we are going to see why soon. The pencil men then go on a chase to gather the humans, and we see that they don't really want to be doing this because they can see them look regretful for scaring the humans. We see this POV from a little girl who looks up at C-Pen and sees him in a red tone with nothing but his eye glowing in the dark. A red tone is often associated with horror or murder, and this sort of foreshadows what's to come next. After finally grouping up all of the humans apart from Bethany, who stays hidden, the photo cameraman doesn't trust C-Pen, so he tries to reason with him about the humans. C-Pen says, "Humans? My system does not contain such data. I suppose I've never seen humans before." This could be true to some extent because we haven't seen any evidence of him seeing humans before prior to this date, but he's definitely acting here. The photo cameraman tries to prove their innocence, but C-Pen thinks otherwise when he says, "With respect, I disagree, friend. There is no such thing as completely harmless in this world." He is trying to justify his reasons to take out the humans, because in his eyes they are not harmless, but in reality, he knows this and is just using this saying as an excuse. He then says, "These human, Skibidi toilets, weak or strong, children or adults, to avoid probable problems in the future. All threats must be exterminated." This is the moment that he reveals his true colors, and the pencilmen seize it for themselves, and they don't like the massacre that C-Pen is causing, and neither does the photo cameraman. And this memory does affect the photo cameraman a lot, as we see in a future secret scene where he has nightmares of the situation that happened in that night, and we see that he is looking after someone. Clearly, Alpha's master was guiding C-Pen to do his bidding in order to finish the human race, since they were already low in population. As we know, they are conquerors. Alpha wiped out most of the drill race, so it's not a coincidence that C-Pen did the same thing with the humans, because he ultimately works for them and is a mole inside of the Alliance. Also, Alpha says she was planning to eliminate all the species anyway after the scientist betrayed her, and this is definitely something common that we've seen between her and C-Pen. He killed those humans with no remorse, and at the end of the episode we see the commander revealed to be Bethany's father, and he's under the impression that Bethany is dead because of the Alliance as a whole. But in reality, it is all because of C-Pen and Alpha's master. The next time that C-Pen shows up is in episode 35. He shows up after the Titan duo leaves and talks with Titan Clockman. He says, "Situation understood, your clock companions are on the way." He then turns to also go and help with the mission. But then the situation changes when Alpha's master sends him another signal, causing him to diverge from the fight. This gets him to say, "Strange signal. Continue the fight without me. I must go somewhere." He walks away, ominously, and Titan Clockman looks at him in suspicion, and he is right to feel that way, because he is definitely not trustworthy. This links into episode 37 part 2, where C-Pen travels all the way to the photo cameraman's house. I assume that photo cameraman told Bethany to hide, and yes, as he was going to go and confront C-Pen, yes, she did survive after the flashback, and she is with the photo cameraman, as seen in the next scenes. As he walks to the door, the beast immediately opens the door, saying, "I hope you have a good reason for not joining the fight." I'm guessing the photo cameraman comes up with an excuse saying he is renovating his house or whatever, to which C-Pen says understood. However, he acts like he is Gojig away, and quite frankly, the photo cameraman knows that C-Pen didn't go away, so he is worried for Bethany. We see C-Pen march past the room in which Bethany is in, as she is hiding in the corner trying to hold her breath. C-Pen then comes back to inspect the window and play games, because he does know that Bethany is there, and the next time, he makes sure to break through the window and try to get Bethany. But she dodges C-Pen and runs outside. We see C-Pen about to kill Bethany, but the photo cameraman gets in the way to try to negotiate with C-Pen about the situation. C-Pen gaslights the photo cameraman by saying, "I demand to know why you betrayed," even though he is really the only traitor here. He likely told C-Pen that Bethany is just a little girl, and he should probably feel bad for her. He then talks back saying, "Friend, I was not filled with emotions, as it has always been." This is a lie. The only emotion he is filled with is that of the intent to kill and fight for a side. He's trying to pretend like he doesn't have any emotions at all. But if he didn't, then why is he so eager about killing humans? Excuses, excuses. He then goes on to say, "One of them survives, one of us dies. Use logic, please. I don't want to kill you." The fact that he says want clearly shows that he is indeed capable of feeling emotions, so he's a bad liar, and he is trying to say that if they live, then one of the Alliance members dies in return, which is no guarantee, because the humans are innocent in this war, and they are not Skibidi toilets to begin with. But he could also be saying this in the literal sense, that he will have to kill the photo cameraman if she survives, which he then speaks of doing, which is psychotic. He then goes on to say, "Even if we win, I won't laugh. If we lose, I won't cry. I am just a project to stop another project. Even the way I speak has no emotion." Which actually is very contradictory because of what he does shows towards the end of the episode. But it seems like he is telling the truth. He is a project to stop another project, and that might be his way of saying he is a project that is meant to take out the human race for now, since he is controlled by Alpha's master. The photo cameraman likely tells him to screw off and leave Bethany alone. C-Pen replies with, "I am hoping for you to understand, I cannot ignore my mission. Womp, womp, for him, I guess, because the photo cameraman is absolutely not going to let him kill Bethany. And then C-Pen realizes this and sarcastically says, "Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe I should change my mind at some point." He then starts to laugh out of nowhere, like a crazy maniac, fully flipping a switch here, suddenly filled with emotions, especially when he says, "Get the fuck out of my way," as he then crushes the photo cameraman in his hands, presumably killing him without us seeing his dead body. By this point, Bethany has already run into the shrubs and bushes, as C-Pen then says, "Don't run, I don't like to chase," which is a good thing if you think about it, but also not because he loads his minigun and starts spraying it at the direction that Bethany ran off to, killing birds along the way without a care. After he's done, he scans the area, and it says that there are no living beings in his radar, so he leaves. But all in all, Bethany survived having hid behind a rock. The next time we see C-Pen is in episode 39, part 2, where he suddenly spawns into Isaac Kleiner's office with the spiky assistant bot for some reason. This bot has clearly been guiding him behind the scenes, likely helping him teleport or something. Anyway, Isaac Kleiner finishes talking with Nemesis, and then he lasers C-Pen instantly, but that does nothing to him, so he says, "Oh, that's so cute," basically calling him pathetic as he then lasers at him with his laser eye. He incapacitates Dr. Kleiner, but he doesn't kill him, giving him time to regenerate. Instead, he gathers data on Isaac Kleiner's system, probably to help him and Alpha's master combat the G-Man apocalypse, if they have to. However, he tries to reassure him by saying, "Don't worry, they don't want me to stop your puny apocalypse." He then leaves with the bot, and they learn about the Counter-Titan's location. C-Pen then says, "I need to go somewhere else. I must convince my father." He likely does care about him, since he is his creator, so he probably wants him to join his evil side. Shortly after we see the Counter-Titan fight, he gets stopped by the bot, and it kicks out the spider host possessing the Counter-Titan, but interestingly enough, the parasite survives. We then go back to C-Pen, and the bot connects C-Pen's mind to the Counter-Titan's body, so that he is able to remotely control the Counter-Titan's body and use it for his own gain and help Alpha's master, because he wants to prove his loyalty to him, and he shows this when he laughs and says, "This technology is beyond everything."
This technology is beyond everything. I won't let you down.
I won't let you down. Now, C-Pen Counter-Titan is more powerful than ever. We then get a cameo of C-Pen in episode 39, part 4, right when William talks about the Alliance killing children and leaving the special agents in confusion. Suddenly, the pen that C-Pen gave to the assassin Drillman in his debut episode starts beeping like a phone. So the assassin Drillman answers it. C-Pen says, "Don't listen to him. He's lying. He's buying more time to distract you." Here he sounds very nervous that they told the truth. Assassin Drillman responds, likely in confusion. And then C-Pen says, "I'm not even going to try, whatever." C-Pen blows his cover and tries to kill everyone there at once with that pen by creating nukes. But fortunately, Clockwoman stopped his attack on time and the special agents got away on time, while sparing William and Billy to their demise before Dom shows up to prevent it. We then see C-Pen in episode 41 in his Counter-Titan form. He finds Titan Clockman and immediately makes it his priority to kill him, but Titan Clockman has bigger things to worry about. He defends himself, and Titan Pencil Woman covers him. She tells Titan Clockman to stop and to go take care of the greater issue at stake, as she then stays back to face off against C-Pen Counter-Titan. Technically, they were both a part of the same race, but now they're at very different ends. And although Titan Pencil Woman is very powerful, the C-Pen Counter-Titan can also counter attacks and copy weapons. So this might be a stalemate, but hopefully Titan Pencil Woman wins in the next episodes. But what did you think of this video, friends? What do you think about C-Pen? Is there any theories that you have about the special episode and who will win between the Commander and C-Pen? Let me know by writing them in the comments, as they're always welcome. Also, come join Chasing Skylar's Discord, where you will find Skibidi Multiverse leaks, Genesis leaks, and other Skibidi leaks, and chat to the wonderful community there. Thank you for watching my video. I was Obsidian, and until next time, my friends.